If nobody called your business for 96 hours, you would notice. 96 hours and nobody, we talk about customer experience as if that is the end all be all.
A Tempe Wells Fargo employee died at her desk. And 12 News is now confirming that it may have taken as many as 4 days for anyone in the office to notice. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. It's a story we first reported yesterday. Tonight, Tempe police are confirming the timeline of when the woman clocked in to when her colleagues found the body. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra is in the studio with new details tonight. Gabby, 4 days. I mean, this poor woman went 4 days undiscovered. It's hard to believe.
And that's a question many employees are asking themselves tonight. I spoke with an employee who said that she shared her perspective on the workplace environment, and they say it's a big building, but most people don't work there on a daily basis. A Wells Fargo employee went to work the morning of Friday, August 16th and never went home. Tempe police tell 12 News 60-year-old Denise Prudhomme scanned into work at 7 o'clock in the morning. 4 days later, police responded to the office building near Washington Street and Priest Drive for reports of a subject down. Prudhomme was declared dead. The Tempe Police Criminal Investigation Bureau is investigating, but do not suspect foul play. A Wells Fargo employee exclusively spoke with 12 News, but asked not to be recorded or identified out of fear for their job. They say a colleague found Prudhomme dead at her desk in a cubicle while walking around the building on Tuesday, August 20th. Prudhomme's cubicle was reportedly on the 3rd floor and away from the main aisle. This employee says several people had smelled a foul odor, but passed it off as faulty plumbing. They say while most Wells Fargo employees at this Tempe location work remote, the building has 24/7 security, and someone should have found Prudhomme sooner. The incident left several employees feeling scared and uneasy. This employee wants to see new safety protocols in place, telling me, quote, "It's negligence in some part." A different worker also spoke with 12 News anonymously.
It was just uncomfortable.
Again, calling on the company to do more.
Body was there about 4 days before anybody found it, before anybody walked up to her. Just to say hi, make sure she's okay. She was just laying on her desk.
A Wells Fargo spokesperson previously sent 12 News a statement saying, in part, "We are deeply saddened by the tragic loss of our colleague at our Tempe office," adding counselors through our employee assistance consulting service are available to support employees. An employee tells me their direct management...
Stop playing in my face. This is a problem for so many reasons. Right? Let's just start with the most obvious, that someone could be dead in your place of employment for 4 days, not 1 day. Let's just count. 1 day, 24 hours, 2 day, 48 hours, 3 day, 72 hours, 4 days, 96 hours. 96 hours. And nobody recognize. And I'm outraged. I am outraged because this is crazy. We talk about employee experience. We talk about customer experience. If nobody called your business for 96 hours, you would notice. We talk about customer experience as if that is the end all be all. But it is not. When we think about customer experience, we should be thinking about employee experience. Because without an employee experience strategy, y'all already know your CX strategy is trash. I can guarantee you, if not one customer walked in your business in 96 hours, you would recognize. If an employee does not show up in your business for 96 hours, you mean to tell me you don't recognize? You didn't realize that. But we want to talk about employee experience as if it is if it's a pizza party. That is not employee experience. Where was the engagement? Nobody recognized that, oh, this employee was, I don't know, this, and in all fairness, Okay. This could not be an employee this could possibly not be an employee that works in a call center, right? And so, again, they could be in, like they said, this employee was found on the third or fourth floor or something like that in their cubicle desk. So I'm just assuming that this was a back office role. Okay. This was a back office role. She have been doing something that was not necessarily customer facing, and um, didn't have a lot of engagement from customers day to day, or supervision from people that was looking at the work productivity. So that's it, to be fair. Okay. However, back office is just as important as your front office or your customer facing roles. Those back office roles are the ones that make sure that your front office is taken care of. Those back office roles are the people who are making sure that the customer service reps have, like when we think about in healthcare, when customers are calling in about claims and all those different things, who do you think processing the claims? The people that are in the back office. And so when back office is backed up, customer service reps are the ones that are feeling the heat from the customer, and all they can say is whatever the case may be. Okay. So it's so many reasons that this just blows my mind. The first is that it was 96 hours before someone realized that we haven't seen today. First of all, my heart goes out to the family. It goes out to the other employees that have witnesses. Like you've heard, this is not only detrimental, or I'm sure has a rippling effect on the family. So my condolences to her loved ones or his loved ones. I have so many thoughts. I got to get my thoughts together. Because not only, I'm sure, does this impact the loved ones, but it also impacts the employees that said, we've been smelling a foul odor, but we thought it might have been plumbing. And come to find out it's one of their coworkers. If you take nothing else from this, employee experience is important. Okay. And employee experience is more than throwing a pizza party. Employee experience is about equipping, empowering, and engaging. Okay. There was clearly a lack of engagement in this employee experience case. Okay. Again, I don't know all the ins and outs of the case. I don't know all the ins and outs of all the things that transpired. But what I do know is that 96 hours is unacceptable. If you don't hear from a customer in 96 hours, if no one walked into your establishment in 96 hours, you would definitely know. If your volume was down, right? Because you would say, well, of course we're going to know. If we went from having customers to having no customers, we're going to notice. But even if, and so you're saying, well, this is keeping track of one employee. Even if your volume declined, you would notice and you would be asking questions. And so this tells me that whatever this employee was doing and responsible for, no one's tracking the productivity to say, oh, yeah, today we didn't get any claims in from there. Or today we didn't, if say she's in the dispute department, today we didn't get any disputes from X, Y, and Z, and no case files. 2 days goes by. Still no case files have been filed in dispute. Say she works in the disputes department. She's not in the contact center. No one said, and this is a lack of engagement. This is why employee experience is so important. Okay. I can go into so many different examples of what this impacts from a customer experience perspective, and why workforce management is so critical to organizations. But this is one of the reasons workforce management is critical to organizations. Okay. And not only in your contact center, but throughout workforce management, throughout the fabric. It is a part of the culture of the organization. Okay. Workforce management directly impacts your customer experience, your employee experience, and business profitability. If workforce management was happening, not only in just the contact center, because I'm sure Wells Fargo has a workforce management team and department, but if workforce management was happening in not only the contact center, but also happening with back office roles, because I can only assume, like I said before, I can only assume that this was a back office role, which is why no one said, hey, she's been off the phones, for X, Y, and Z period of time. She probably was in a back office capacity, working in a back office role. But even with back office, we should be tracking productivity. We should be checking on and engaging with our employees, making sure that they have what they need to be successful in their roles. And in this case, we failed the employee to make sure that they had what they need to be successful, because there's no way that this person should have gone 96 hours without being discovered. You can say I'm being harsh. It's what it is. Hope this was helpful. All right, bye.